glitched both of our apps, me and Odin's. They completely shut down. So we are going to be restarting, and we'll be doing a custom grid, so no more qualifying. But do you know what that means for the top 6?
That they have gone off scot-free from Zach behind them, who is probably fuming.
If I was Zach, I would be really unhappy. And also, I'd be really unhappy if I were Aaron, because he was so far ahead of anyone else on his lap, and he backed off to get that free tyre choice. But he's going to get it anyways. Everyone else is going to get it anyways with that lobby restart. I do believe that the top 6 will have to start on the soft tyres, so at the least brings the ball a little bit back into their court, that they have some more ranges of strategies, I guess. But no fresh softs advantage for Zach or any other guys who didn't put in a soft lap.
It's a gamble with Codemasters, especially that the lobby will actually work as intended, and it's a gamble that's not paid off. So yeah, the top 6 will be loving life on their fresh tires.
Absolutely. They just get a free little bit there, and especially I think if I was Storm, I'd be most happy because so far he's not been too strong. He's been frustrated with his start so far in this season. So to be in that top 6 where he was in quali, because he put it in a soft lap, he'd be really unhappy that he'd be really happy that he gets those fresh tyres. He would have been at a major disadvantage with those worn out softs, especially on a drying track. You know, there'd be a lot more slide there, so it's gonna let him off the hook a little bit, maybe have a little less pressure. He could get his first points here, can Storm. Do you think it's a possibility?
I think so, if he just keeps his head calm, because it is pretty hard to overtake around here with the dirty air. So if he does keep his head calm, this is his best chance for sure. Someone who also has won spectacularly is Nicky, because he's back in the session now.
Oh yeah, starting 3rd. So he's gonna. It is good that we did get a restart instead of him just having to leave. But I think he left anyways, and then we crashed. Our games crashed, so there was no avoiding the restart. But we are just waiting. Oh, I need to go in spectator. That is a very important thing. It actually happened last week. I was a racer. I was in quali.
Nice.
And my AI just went around the track for the entire race. I think he actually took out Storm. So I do apologise. It wasn't me racing. It was my AI.
Was
but
Storm
what can you
in the
do?
points?
I believe it was for quite a low position, unfortunately, because my AI was set very low. But
wait, no. What? So he was in the points?
I think he might have been in the points at some point.
Jesus.
But one thing that I've just noticed here is that weather's been set to dynamic. The rules do state that we have the rules state that if the lobby is restarted, dynamic weather will be put on just in case it was changing weather or something. So we could see a wet race. That'd be very interesting, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't.
I would.
Not even a little bit. No. Not even remotely interesting.
Oh. I mean, we saw how some drivers handled the wet conditions in qualifying. Some were really impressive, but others did struggle.
The wet just is not made for this game. It just should not exist on this game with dirty air. It's probably the reason I stopped playing, because I had a wet race and I was like, I'm not enjoying this. Why would I keep doing this once a week? This is the part of the stream where I just complain about the game. Bear with us.
Well, it's not uncommon for people to complain about the game. We are getting Word 2 ready up now, so we will get underway very shortly. I do commend all of your patience and your own patience, Odems. I'm surprised you haven't complained more, actually.
Very benevolent man, don't worry.
Ah, lovely.
So okay, I'm wondering, how do they get the championship onto the telemetry? Because that has me frazzled. Like, that's magic. That's not technology. That's sorcery.
I believe it's got something to do with the port that you have to do in the session, in the settings, and then
so is it a different port?
Yeah, every week we have to do the settings.
No, is it a different port every week, or is it a different port for every tier?
Different port for every, I think, just lobby that's used. So I think every week is a different port for us. I'm not too sure what it's like for the other commentators, since I'm not with them. We don't really talk about it all too much, but neither of us know how it works. Let's just leave it that way. Just to...
So since we have to restart the lobby, will it be back?
Oh, that is actually a very that's a very good question, actually. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Good job. I don't know what will happen. It looks a lot more sunny than it did in the previous session. We've got blue skies up ahead, a little bit of clouds, but I don't think that will play on the drivers too much, so we are going to have a the start soon. And actually, drivers who are running a wet setup, I'd actually forgotten to mention this now, they get a chance to change their setups from the wet to now a dry setup, so they get off the hook a little bit. Maybe Zach was on one because he was impressive in the intermediates, but we've got to go off for another formation lap. I don't quite know what we're going to talk about on this one. So we have should we have some Belgium facts? Hang on, let me just get the track sheet up.
I'll tell you a fact about Belgium.
Go on.
It is the most raced track on... Actually, I have a call, so I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Right, so might as well just go through what I have on the spreadsheet. Of course, 7 kilometers long, the longest circuit on the One Hub calendar this season. It's 22 laps around here, you can see in the top left, and about 19 corners around here, 10 to the left and 9 to the right. That makes it a clockwise track. The lap record here is from Valtteri Bottas. I believe it was actually broken in the most recent race, if I'm not mistaken, but we're looking at a soft medium strategy pretty much most definitely. And Enz has been disqualified from the formation lap, I've just seen that. But soft to medium is the strategy, especially with some of the guys all of them getting fresh tyres. So actually, we're definitely going to see the soft mediums today. Unless there's a safety car, that could be something that throws a spanner in the works. We could maybe see an early safety car and drivers will pit for the hard tyres. I don't know. We haven't had a winner here in Prospects, of course, because it's the first time that Prospect here has been a thing. I do apologise if my phone's going off. I'll put it on silent. Hopefully my silent button actually doesn't work. But in Podium tier, Riley Bees took the win last time. Janul won in Precision tier, and then BDG Louis took the win in Pinnacle tier. So who is going to be the first one to take the win in Prospect? We'll have to find out. I don't know if Odems is back yet. He said he had a cough, so he's probably just getting a drink of water. But we're just waiting for the last drivers to come around and to finish their formation lap. But Darko's not in the session. He didn't rejoin for some reason. Oh dear. Right, that is a shame for him that he wasn't able to rejoin. But Gazaman pulling into his grid slot now. They're going to put it in neutral and we'll get underway very, very shortly as Truth is in the session. Hopefully we can actually get going this time. There it is, the lights are on, so the Belgian Grand Prix is about to begin. 5 red lights are on and we are underway here in Prospect here, and it looks like a really good getaway from Gus. He couldn't have asked for anything better there, as now actually Liam's going to dive it around the outside, coming through the source, and that's going to allow for Nicky to slip up the inside. He gets a bad exit there, and positions shifting about. Jamie Met moves up into 4th place already off the start, as now here comes side by side with that is Storm. Zach Jarvis making a ballsy move, and there's a car in the wall, and that is Storm out of the race. And is that a safety car? It's not popped up. It's either a virtual safety car or a full-blown safety car side by side through Eau Rouge is not going to work. Zach Jarvis has got a penalty for that, and it is a full-blown safety car here. Drama at turn in lap 1 here. Storm is now out of the race. We were putting him on the cards for points, but his race has now been completely shunted to a halt. Contact with Zach Jarvis put him out of commission in this race. Zach Jarvis also did get a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Truth NRP. So he's really down in the dumps. He's going to have to serve that, which practically means he can't get that removed. But we'll have a look at the positions change if I can find it. So Jamie Met moving up 1 place in this race, Zach moving up 2, then Aaron JS jumping from 9th all the way up to 7th. It's been a good getaway from the Mercedes team, both making up positions. Alex Lilliart finds himself now in the points paying positions with 3 positions to his name, and Cloudy Balloons on the medium tyres also had a really good start. He's up 3 places. Stevie Hart and Gazman both avoiding carnage, and Indecisive Mac falling down the order by quite a bit. 2 places lost for him. That is a shame for the Haas driver. The Haas team not in the strongest position right now. No points for Indecisive Mac. Alex Lilliart sitting in 10th in the championship, and already pit stops are coming out. As look at that, practically everyone's pitting. It's a free pit stop under safety car. I seem to be alone in the commentary box, as we'll see what tyres are fitted to the car here. It's going to be the medium tyres for Gus, and for some reason he's not going. There we go, it lagged him back a little bit. APX Rogue and Stevie Hart there, the Irishman, staying out. Apparently it says he's in 2nd, he's way down the order. Behind Ends right now, so that's 12th position for the soft runner here. As we've got a couple of drivers going for the hards. Indecisive Mac being one of them, the other being Gazaman. We do have a little bit of a glitch with the timing screen right now. Not everyone is where they should be. So Stevie Hart is leading this race. Never mind, he's not. It's just, I have no clue what's happening here. It says Kingan's leading. I think that it is Rogue leading this Grand Prix. Alex Lilliart in 2nd. Cloudy Balloons and Ends have got no reason to pit. They've got plenty of life in their tyres. They can go for as long as they can, and pretty much this safety car has saved them perfectly here. They are in the best position for good points paying position in this race. Odems, are you with me? Doesn't look like it. This is so sad. Might as well go over. Oh, look at that. Gus actually got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And if he pits again in this race, he will have to serve that. Speeding is speeding, even if it's just 1 mile per hour over, so it's unlikely that he'll get that penalty removed. But whilst we are in this bit of a nothingness period, we might as well go over the task system that we've got. Telemetry analysis system, as its full name, developed by the man in 4th position, IGK Ends, of course, and he's done such a good job with it. It's so easy to use, and if you want more information on it, you can message him on Twitter. That is the same @ that he's got as his PSN name, IGK_Ends, capital E, lowercase n, and then Z capital. And also we do have a video over on the One Hub YouTube channel if you want to give that a watch. Sorry, I've got something in my throat, so I'll just mute myself whilst I take a drink. Hopefully it is gone, but you can watch a video pretty much explaining everything to do with the task system that we've got on the One Hub Racing YouTube channel. Link is of course below, and whilst you're there you might as well give us a little bit of a subscribe and a like on this video, and also on the assistance video. It's a really good help for us. It gets our content out there, shows up on more recommendeds, so yeah, just give us a nice little cheeky subscribe and a like. That would be very helpful for the growth of One Hub, as we should get underway racing this time by. I don't know where Odems has got to. He hasn't said anything, unfortunately. I'm going to read out some comments because I've got nothing to really talk about right now. It'd be nice just to see what people are saying about the race so far. Look at that, when you search up One Hub, it's the second channel that comes up. That's nice. Right, so now this race could be raining, oh god, from one of our sponsors, Liam13. Anthony Build says, happened for so many years. That's true. I assume you're talking about... Hello! Welcome back.
Hello. Safety car, that's nice.
Yes, there was contact with Storm and Zach Jarvis coming up Eau Rouge. And Zach Jarvis actually did get a penalty in the process of that, so now he's all the way down to 11th after making a pit stop. But 2 into 1 does not go. Storm unfortunately paid the price and now he's out. He's actually said in the stream chat that he's I'm not going to say anything because good start, but we go again in Monaco, but not happy. I'm really sorry about the way this turned out here. That is such a shame that your race was put to such an early end, especially since you were so high up on the grid. I think we're restarting now. Rogue's just going to back up the grid a little bit, get that last bit of heat into the tyres. We should be racing finally. We lasted all of 2 corners.
To the end from here?
Yes, definitely they will, but I don't think the mediums will. I think they might be struggling.
Could be looking at a one stop.
So can Indecisive as well. But Cloudy Balloons and Ends didn't actually pit, and they're on the medium tyres and they've got hardly anything out of them. And look at that, Gus already getting the jump on Ends there, coming into turn number 1. Now he's ahead before the corner even hits, so Gus getting off early there. He moves up into 4th position. There's a bit of a fight going on behind. I could just get over to them. To do it the old-fashioned ways. Gazaman moves behind Aaron JS. Those hard tyres don't look like they've come at temperature so far, have they?
No, they don't. Zach is all over the back of Kingen. Don't leave the session. Will Zach think of a move here? Looks like he was thinking about it. Kingo's defensive and Zach is going to have to back out of this one.
Well, trying to go around the outside at Laycom is pretty audacious move. It's really hard to get right, and unfortunately he's lost a lot of time. Now Truth coming under a little bit of pressure from Kingen here, but moving back up to the front. It's been a really good restart from APX Rogue. He's moved 1.3 seconds ahead of Alex Lilia already. Of course, they are yet to pit, but Cloudy Balloon's also yet to pit. He's got Gus for company right behind him. Ends also...
he's being a bit of a cork in the bottle right now. It's Cloudy.
I'd imagine that Gus will try and dispatch of him as soon as possible, and he's already got a better exit through Stabilo here, and with the ERS I assume he'll start to use soon. Yeah, there it is, he's just switched it off actually. I think Cloudy's abusing his. No, he's not. So they're both just going raw power here. It doesn't look like Gus wants to make a move into the bus stop chicane unless he's going to send it from all the way back. No, he's not going to go for it there.
I think Cloudy used a lot of his. No, he didn't really use much. He's closing on to the back of Alex Liar as well. I might have to go again later on in the session for a while, as Gus does eventually get the run on Cloudy. Down the inside, he goes into the source. That is the source, right?
Yes, it is. Meanwhile, Liam13 gets past his teammate Ends, both running in high positions at the moment, but Ends with his slightly more worn medium tyres. They're not a million miles off the pace though of the guys that pitted. Oh yeah, that was an easy move. I think he just let him by. Oh, Nicky's out again.
Oh dear.
He shouldn't be allowed to rejoin this one, unfortunately. There is a warning glitch where if you leave and rejoin, you're basically immune to getting warnings and penalties due to track limits. So it is, you really shouldn't be rejoining. But Gus already all right on the back of Rogue here. Jamie Met gets by the AI car of Nicky 90-95. He's out of this race most likely, unless he does get back in. He might have to suffer some consequences later. But that's not a topic for right now. Gus already jumping into DRS range, of Rogue here. Nicky has rejoined. I don't know if that's a rule here or not, but we'll see later on, because he's actually just dropped a little bit out here, has Gus from Rogue. I think he can get a move in a coming laps though.
Zach broke his front wing.
Oh dear.
And so did Stevie. Stevie's already pit, but Zach is going to be suffering from that for a while. He stayed out. As Cloudy is getting swamped at this point. Liam goes past. Probably defend. No, he won't. Oh really?
Jamie goes up the inside. That was a late lunge from the Mercedes car of Jamie. Of course, you predicted him to be on the podium here, and he's getting a move on. He gets by Enz, who seems to be rapidly falling down the order, but he's got a much better run through Radion there on Jamie, and now he's going to tuck into the DRS and into the slipstream. Is now pulling towards the right hand side of the track to go up the inside into Les Combes. Will he get the move as side by side here, and he gets back past? He defends his position well there.
Both of them drained their ERS there.
Oh yeah, jeez. Could leave them vulnerable to Kingan, who goes deep coming into this is Ravage, so he's going to lose a little bit of time there, and Truth is going to maybe try and catch up to the back of them. Storm supporting his teammate right now. He's just made a big mistake. So is Jamie though, through Puon now as tucking into the slipstream. Could we make a move coming through the short SS section? It's definitely not an overtaking opportunity, and he just stays behind the Mercedes. He's got a lot more pace at the moment though, does Kingan.
Yeah, it looks like it. Jamie kind of caught a bit nappy as Enz goes wide there. Jamie almost went down the inside, but he gets it anyway. Enz's line was compromised. Everyone's line was compromised there. Now Kingan's already gone through, so he can get 2 for 1 here on the back of Jamie. Jamie's DRS is just gone entirely.
Well, coming through the bus stop chicane now, he's going to have the inside line for the final corner, and Kingan moves up into 6th position. Jamie had a slide coming through Blanchemont that really killed his run. Meanwhile, up at the front, it is Rogue losing the position to Gus. Not really much to defend from the Alfa Romeo driver. He's got plenty of ERS.
Did they patch the ERS?
The glitch where if it's stuck on?
Because I swear it was overtaken medium, not overtaken low.
Is it overtaken low?
I mean, there is a low setting, I think. Now, because it says on the telemetry it says low.
It might just be suited for last game maybe, but Rogue, whilst we're talking about that, Rogue got by back past Gus. This could be a real thorn in Gus's side, trying to get nurse these tyres to the end. It looks like a bit of rain is maybe going to come soon, because look at that, the clouds have really come down on this right now. We've got we're on lap 7 at the moment, so we could maybe see some rain that could throw some spice into the mix. Gus though sits behind Rogue, trying to just get back by as soon as possible. Liam 1-3 is not a million miles off this fight either. Oh, Gazza's off.
Ooh.
At Puon, I think Truth's gone as well. There must have been some contact between those two. Simon is saying in the chat, I recognise that voice. Could it be Odems? Is that you? Oh, is it you, Odems?
It is me, yes, the one and only.
Well, Gus going back past into the lead of the race. Liam could find some opportunity here, and he's actually right up the back. He's got a much better run than Rogue here. Is he gonna dive it? No, he hangs back. He had a half look there, did Liam, but they've got plenty of space back to Alex Lilliot behind. I think Rogue and Alex's tyres are actually going to start to go off. They might have to pit soon, as Truth does come into the pits. He must have got damage in that affair.
Cloudy might have a go on Alex here. He's using his ERS. Alex is not. And Cloudy's pretty much run out of ERS, but he's got the move done. And King will also get the move done. So Kingan's rapid ascension up the field is continuing here. He's been pretty good at picking his positions.
Absolutely, I'm really impressed with the Williams driver right now. Let's just see in relation to where he started, how he's doing right now. He's made up 5 positions in this race, and once Cloudy pits, because he has to pit in this race, and Apex as well, or APX, he's going to make up 2 more positions. That'll be 7 places for King, and we might have jinxed him there because he got onto the curb at Puon, which is a really slippy curb, and now here comes Alex around the outside, taking advantage of him there, but Kingan still trying to defend through his S's section. That's backing them off, back into Jamie and Aaron, the 2 Mercedes, trying to charge their way back up the field, as that was a little bit of a moment, I think, heart in the mouth for Kingan there, but he's managed to hold on to 5th, but he's lost so much time to Cloudy now. He was right on the back of him. As Liam 1-3 swoops around the outside at Blanchimont. That was a great move from one of our title sponsors. Good move from Liam there. He gets by Rogue, who I think will come into the pits now. Yeah, his tyres will be completely gone. And I'd assume Alex Lilliard is also going to pit. Yeah, there he goes. In all of that, this could actually see Kingan make his way onto the podium, starting from really far down the order. Meanwhile, Aaron JS gets by his teammate there of Jamie, so they swap order, hopefully looking to slipstream off of each other. Commentators curse indeed. We pretty much jinxed him there, but hopefully he can keep going. His Truth's out of the session. Truth's out of the race, I didn't even notice that. For how long has Truth been out of the race? I do apologise. That just completely slipped my mind there. Meanwhile, I don't know if Bodems is here or not. Hello? I think he might have gone away. Meanwhile, Alex Lilliard losing a place to his own teammate, who is on a much different strategy to Alex here. So Indecisive is holding him up a bit here. I don't think Alex will be too happy that he can't utilise these soft up. He's gone onto the softs actually. They can't make it to the end, surely not. So he's probably banking on that safety car to come later in the race. He might have made a mistake as well. But Max really being a pain in the backside for Alex Lilliard right here. As now coming through Puon. He can't find a way past. It's like a mobile chicane is Mac. Unfortunately for Alex, 2 commentators. Oh, running wide goes Alex Lilliard there. As, was that a big lock-up from Indecisive there, and he might have let his teammate by there. Which is nice to see them working together. There was no real point holding him up. Meanwhile, Kingan's found himself in DRS range of Cloudy Balloons. This is the closest gap on track at the moment. And Cloudy with slightly more worn tyres than Kingan. This could be an interesting fray that goes on, a little skirmish that we can have mid-race. But he's lost a lot coming out with Lathos. Does Kingan there, and he's actually not in DRS range. Cloudy's used up a lot more ERS than Kingan, so that will be a bit of an advantage for Kingan, but doesn't seem like it. It's actually Aaron that's closer to Kingan than Kingan to Cloudy, so could be a very interesting fight between those 3. Jamie Met not a million miles off as well. He's just 2 seconds back from his teammate, but he might have Zach Jarvis to worry about, the man who started in 7th, now running in 7th on 7 lap old tyres. A lot of 7s there, and you know what they say about 777s, it's very lucky. As we'll see who's close on track. As we've lost Odems from the session. Hopefully he's still with us in the commentary box for tonight, or he's just gone completely. I really do hope that it is the former of the 2 rather than the latter. I believe I used that expression right, but Aaron JS really has made some gains on Kingan here, coming on this lap. We're on lap 10. We have 12 laps this time by on left to go in this Grand Prix, so we're not at the halfway point. The shortest number of laps on the calendar, that is due to this track's massive length, which is 7 kilometers, just a little bit over, I believe 7.004 kilometers long. That's about 4, maybe a little bit under 5 miles, just to put it in perspective for international viewers, if that's the system you use. I don't quite know, but King has actually found a lot of time on Cloudy here, who I'd assume is going to use up the last of his ERS just to pull that little bit of a gap. But this time by, King does have DRS here, as now he's going to use that to get within a little bit of, just, you know, take some of that distance out that Cloudy had before. A nice little buffer removed from that time. It is for P3 as well. Cloudy is still having to pit in this race, don't forget. Cloudy does have to make a pit stop, and he does a massive lockup coming through Rivage there, and that is going to allow for Kingan to move a little bit closer to Cloudy there. 3 tenths separating these two. A little bit of a bad run through No Name there for King, and that loses him just that slight amount of time. But through Puon, where he made that mistake a couple of laps earlier, this could be a really interesting fight shaping up here, as Aaron JS is still in the mix here. This could be a very, very tasty battle that we've got coming on here, as we'll see how it progresses in the later laps. Meanwhile, Gus is just running away with this race. He's having a great time out in front. APX Rogue has found himself in 9th after he pitted, so that's probably going to be where Cloudy Balloons emerges, which is he probably won't pit for about 1 or 2 more laps, I'd assume. We are using the C1, C2 and C3, so right now most of the drivers are on the C2 tyres. That is the second most durable. As he doesn't come into the pits, but Kingan does, interestingly enough. I don't know what his strategy call is here. I'd assume they can't take those to the end, so why not get a massive undercut on everyone else, but then run the risk of having having much more worn out tyres towards the end. It is a risk that some drivers are willing to take, but being in such a high position, you know, it's a risk. I'd see someone in 8th and 9th take, and oh, he's got a 5-second stop go penalty, probably just trying to get that out of the way as well. But he's going to fit another set of the medium tyres and run to the end. He's got 11 laps to do it. I think he can. I definitely think the mediums can go to that point. They're probably at the cusp of going off for these guys anyways. They've been on the tyres since the beginning of the race, so why not pit, go on to another set. He's already used 2 sets of tyres, but a 2-stop looking like the faster strategy for now, because actually the 1-stop that Cloudy and Rogue are running, I believe Enz did make another pit stop. Well, he made his first pit stop, but he's going to have to make another. He's been on those sides for 4 laps, which is not enough to go to the end. So the fight now switches to a battle between Cloudy Balloons and Aaron JS 1992, and a big slide coming through that short S section there. Unfortunately going to lose him a lot of time, so he's going to have to use maybe some ERS to just catch back up. He's lost 7 tenths through a second sector there. He lost a lot through that small slide going through that, but he just got to shrug it off. He's still in the race. He didn't spin out, he didn't get any damage, hasn't lost much time to his teammate Jamie Met, who's falling quite far behind. Jamie Met being one of the championship contenders in this fight, in this season, and he's not having the strongest race. He's running in 5th, so I do commend him. He's getting some decent points, and he's got a nice big buffer back to Zach Jarvis. I'm going to end up calling him Jack Zarvis soon, because that's just something I do. I'm not the best at pronouncing words. I do apologise if I pronounce some names wrong, but that's just how everything goes, really. As coming through, you look at that, yeah, see Aaron's not got DRS. Perhaps if he stayed within that 4 tenths window that he had, he'd be right up to the back of Cloudy Balloons here. So a little bit of breathing space for Cloudy at this point, but I'd be more worried if I were Cloudy. I'd be more worried at the charging Kingan right now, because Kingan, as oh dear, Nicky's saying in the chat that there's a really big problem. Unfortunately, I don't think he can rejoin. Yeah, see, he's out of the session as APX Rogue gets by Gazman there, our tier coordinator. He moves past, and there's been a spin. I think that's Stevie Hart Yeah, he's lost it at the bus stop chicane. He lost a lot of time going through there. 4.3 seconds lost through the second sector. Through that lap alone, sorry. Really does put a sour taste on his lap. Already Aaron, through the second sector, has pulled about a 5/10 gap back, and he's actually gone purple through the second sector on the game. I can check the dashboard to see if that is true, if I can find my phone. And look at that, he's 6/10 back. He's doing so well today. Is Aaron. He's pulled in such a big gap. I'm actually... Sorry, I was watching Jamie there. They're two Mercedes in very similar positions. I was watching Jamie Met, and oh, Zach Jarvis has lost it at Blanchimont. Yeah, that car's completely totaled. Will we see a safety car? I just have to pause it. The safety car is out. Oh my word. And I don't really know what that does for the strategy. If you haven't pitted already, you get a free pit stop. That is going to throw Rogue right off here. All of these guys that have already pitted are going to be livid with this result at the moment, with the safety car coming out, because they have pitted for fresh tyres when everyone was at top speed. I don't know if Goss is with the safety car at the moment. No, the safety car is sitting right on just right on the entry to Eau Rouge, but Zach Jarvis, his race is done here, and oh yeah, so they're all going to get a free pit stop basically, and they were going to have to make another pit stop. Their tyres are on the edge of going off, so Cloudy Balloons getting a free stop here. He started way down the order, and now he's going to be rubbing his hands, and he's got this one in the bag, I'd say, for a really good performance. I do have to pick two driver of the day since Odems isn't with me. He's left the session. He's still in the party, but I don't know where he's gone in that respect. Very sad. If I can just get up some facts about Belgium. I don't think I actually updated my spreadsheet, unfortunately. But the battle between Aaron and Cloudy has now been put to a halt, but it's also given Cloudy a bigger incentive to actually fight this, because he was going to have to make a pit stop, so what was the point of holding up Aaron JS? But now he's going to get the pit stop. I'd assume that they'd all come into the pits. You'd be stupid to not go in. There is Goss and Liam, I assume, yep. Zach Jarvis not happy with Storm and Truth. All three of these guys out of the race, and yeah, they're all coming in. I can smell something cooking downstairs. Since I've not got much to talk about, I'll tell you what I'm eating for dinner. I'm having chicken quesadillas. Come on, you gotta love a nice chicken quesadilla. As Nicky's actually not coming into the pits, unfortunately. That's his AI car. It'd actually be really interesting to see if Nicky's AI car will get any points this race. I'd assume that they'd just give it to the car behind. They'd move everyone up and take Nicky out of that order. But I don't know. It could be something interesting. But now he's found himself in 5th position. King and hasn't pitted. Oh my word, that smells so nice. But oh, Nicky's saying in the PSN chat that his ERS was actually stuck. Another glitch they haven't fixed in this game. That is so surprising, actually, that they haven't fixed anything. I'm gonna do an Owen Wyatt right here. I'm gonna complain about the game, and rightfully so, to be honest. He's a beta tester in most games, and he reports so many issues. He does so much for the game. Just being a beta tester and all, and then they fix nothing. It's I am going to say this, but it's a joke that Codemasters don't fix their stuff when there's so much outreach to the community, and then everyone tweets at them, and all I see is just we're sorry that you're having issues with the game, we will try and fix it soon. But there's no fixes. The only thing that they do fix is mostly my team and career mode, and whether the championship cutscene that plays once in a season in my team actually happens, instead of fixing game breaking issues in online, which we have seen on display tonight. Nicky's had an ERS issue, and we've had a whole lobby restart because there's a glitch in the servers. I was also screwed over in a race yesterday. I won't say which, but I lost connection, and I was in a really good place. I was leading the race for a little while, and I could have had my first win in that league, but hey, Nick is saying that if Nicky could get an invite, I think I'd leave that to the drivers to give invites out, because I'm streaming, so just seeing the little blue head that revolves around wouldn't be ideal, would it? I do apologise that the safety car period is a little bit boring. We're just waiting for Indecisive, Ends and Stevie to catch up, so we're probably going to do another lap, then they'll get by and keep up with the grid, and we will get racing very soon. Interestingly enough, because Gus had to serve his penalty, didn't he? So Liam actually jumped him in the pits. So it's going to be a task for Gus to beat him here. Both new drivers in One Hub Racing, as they seem to be really running the roost in here today. Cloudy Balloons is an experienced driver. I believe he was in Precision last season. I can get that up, actually. I can tell you what division everyone was in. Oh no, I think he was in Podium. Yeah, he was definitely in Podium. That is not the right spreadsheet. Do apologise. Well, yeah, it is. Right, so yeah, pretty much everyone was in Podium if they were racing here last season. Some drivers that are new and racing here today is Gus. Darko was supposed to be racing, but unfortunately he disconnected and he just never got an invite to the new lobby, despite actually putting in a qualifying result. So that is a shame for him. Liam 13, one of our title sponsors, providing us with the trophies. Give him a follow on Twitch. He's currently sitting in first position. We're actually spectating right now. Currently sitting in first. That, just the way it's spelt out on your screen right now, is his Twitch. Give him a follow. He might be streaming right now. I believe he does stream every Friday night. So give him a follow on that, and I think it's also Liam13 on Twitter as well, so you might as well give him a follow on that as well. Someone else you should also follow is, if I can just find him here, IGKN's the other Pink Panther racing today. The developer, of course, the task system that we use here. I actually don't think it is called a task system. I believe it's just tasks. So I do apologise for that, but give him a follow on Twitter. It's IGKNs, like you see on the screen. And if you want more information on how to buy tasks, of course it is a paid service. I won't give out the price, that's probably best that he says it. Make sure you message him on Twitter. Oh, look at that, Stevie Hart going right by everyone. But finally we are going to get some racing in here. We've had 2 safety cars here today. We will get underway very shortly, as now Liam13 going very hastily here. That might have been a little bit of a false restart, because he was going completely flat. Now he pulls the trigger. Looks like there was a car off on circuit there, but we are underway now. As yeah, he stopped again. It looked like he was going really quick there, but now we are finally underway. He's enabled his ERS, and now Kingan gets right back by the AI car. He will be struggling right now because he hasn't pitted, as here goes Jamie Met on him there, and actually Rogue is the one to benefit the most because he goes around the outside. As he doesn't get by though. It was a good defense from Kingan, but now is he going to try and do what Valtteri Bottas did on Brendan Hartley in 2018, as there's contact? Is it saved? He saved it. What a save from Kingan there, but he's going to lose so many positions on all of this. Here comes Gazaman on Jamie Met right now. 2 very experienced drivers in One Hub Racing, as nah, he's not going to get by here. So, but a big mistake from Jamie. Gaza can't take advantage. The softs against the mediums, especially being so fresh, isn't really going to help Jamie at all, and sorry, Gazaman at all here. As moving back up to the front, the battle between Aaron JS and Cloudy Balloons will continue because they are right on each other's tail. It's like a game of cat and mouse. Aaron always gets that little bit closer, but then he loses it to Cloudy, and he's just chasing him, but one day he will catch that mouse and probably drop it on your bed, because that is what cats do. I don't have a cat, but I really wish I did have one. Meanwhile, APX Road gets by. He's got a long way to catch up to Aaron JS. I do believe that this is actually the new driver. We had a vacancy in the Alpha Tauri car, and now that he's running in this in the new team. Well, it's not a new team, it's a very old team. But the newly named AlphaTauri, he probably is our full-time driver, so we do welcome him to the one hub grid. I'm not sure if he is a premium driver, but I believe we do have 13 premium drivers in one hub, which is so great to see that everyone is contributing to the league and raising premium. You get some great benefits with it. Go over to the One Hub Racing website, that's onehubracing.com, if you want more information on how to raise premium. And there is the move trying to go around the outside, down the inside of Rogue with a great defense on Jamie Met now, but might have compromised his exit there. Is now coming up Radion, and a little bit of a bad line there from Jamie. Still got ERS to use, no DRS to play with. We'll probably get that enabled next lap. This is really the only thing they're fighting for. 5th position. They've lost so much time to the front runners, but Aaron JS is as close as ever to Cloudy Balloons right now. My throat is going a little bit. I might mute myself and have a little bit of a drink, if that is okay, if I do start to feel my voice going. But Cloudy Balloons losing a lot of time through here. Aaron JS might have to make a move in a compromising position, as there's moves all throughout the field. Gazerman gets by King in there, as En's just watching from behind. Meanwhile, Aaron tried to go for a move through this S section. That really meant that Cloudy Balloons had to brake a lot later just to defend the place, and that compromised its line. That compromised both of them, because now they're losing so much time to Gus and Liam13, your race leader right now. As throughout this lap comes Aaron JS. He's just been watching and he's been sitting behind the rear wing. I don't think he wants to see Aston Martin anymore, if that is what they have on the back. I do believe that is what they have on the rear wing, but I'm sure whatever it is, he's not going to want to be seeing it, and he's going to want to see Red Bull on the front wing, and also see that helmet looking behind at the Ineos logo. As DRS should be enabled this time by. This will be Aaron JS's best opportunity coming through to turn number 5, I believe, which is Laycom, or turn 4. I think it's turn 4, which is Laycom, the chicane. Very slow speed, but it is an overtaking opportunity, being at the end of a DRS straight, as now he uses a little bit of overtake on exit, and now Uppo Rouge he's using overtake. That is very ballsy from him, but he luckily hasn't spun the car. Gus gets by on Liam13. And Cloudy is using up some of his ERS. I'm going to take a drink. I'm really sorry, everyone. My job wouldn't be as hard if I still had my co-commentator with me. He did say he might have to go, so I'm not holding that against him. Sorry, my phone's just gone off there. I'm going to switch it off. I won't switch it off, but I'll put it on Do Not Disturb. Oh, he's already on there. Okay, never mind then. Meanwhile, Aaron JS still can't find an avenue past, and they've lost so much time. Cloudy Balloons had a really good race, though. I believe it was one of our driver of the days last time out. Of course, me and Sam were picking. Sam's not here today. He said he had a cold, so he couldn't commentate, which is completely understandable. If you're not fit to commentate, if you're not feeling up to it, you shouldn't do it. But Cloudy Balloons getting a little bit of a gap between him and Aaron JS through the second sector, which is actually not what I would have expected. He's running out of laps, Aaron, to actually get by and onto the podium, which is what they've been fighting for pretty much the entire race. And Jamie Met right up to the back of APX Rogue. He's still using his overtake despite going past the deployment limit. Is he going to go to the bus stop chicane? He has a look, and might have compromised Rogue's line through here. Going to completely cut across the final corner there. Which actually did compromise his exit, because he had to lose a little bit of time to get back onto the racing line, as now he's going to send it from a miles back to get by into 5th position. Rogue was not expecting that one, as Jamie Met moves into P5 of the Grand Prix. Got hardly any ERS left to play with, so now Uppo Rouge, look at the speed that Rogue is carrying right now. He's actually going to go side by side before the DRS straight, and this could also open up a gap for Gazerman, because now tucking into the slipstream, Jamie Met moves across, and Gaz has got down coming through the end towards the Laycom chicane. Gaz has got damage, and he will not be pleased with Jamie there. Two very experienced drivers making a rookie error there for Jamie. He did not see Gaza coming. Maybe Gaza should have backed off a little bit, but it was a closing gap. And more contact and more damage for for Gazerman there. As Kingan's going to try and swoop around the outside. Gaz has got so much understeer here with no downforce at all. and now going around the outside of Gazaman, who's got both end plates missing from contact with Jamie Met. There will be some strongly worded conversation between them. I don't believe Jamie Met came away with any damage, but he did lose a lot of time to Rogue, which he was fighting for the position with. He actually got by into turn number 1. That was a pretty crazy affair that happened there. But it's all over now. But we could maybe see the calm before the storm for the next couple of laps. We've only got 2 more laps left in this Grand Prix. And Cloudy Balloons definitely is going to be feeling the pressure. They've got similar levels of ERS, but the crucial factor will be the slipstream and the DRS that Aaron JS will have. Upper Rouge, he's just completely cut Raddy on there, as now into the DRS. This should be the move that he's been anticipating for so long. Cloudy Balloon's going to go defensive. There's a little bit of a bump there. Doesn't look like he's got any damage to that Mercedes car, but he has to go the long way around the outside. He's got the inside line for the next corner, and he gets by on Cloudy Balloons, who loses his podium. He's defended so bravely throughout this race, but unfortunately he has to concede to Aaron JS, and that lost them so much time to Liam and Gus. Gus looking to take his 3rd win in a row in one hub. He is completely undefeated in Prospect here, not in as dominant fashion as he has been in the last couple races. That is mostly due to the safety cars that brought everyone back together, and you can see how Gazaman's struggling with this damage, but 1 point is better than none, so why would he pit at this moment? Indecisive Matt could be taking his first points of the season, as Stevie's had an incident somewhere and Nicky's not even in the lobby. Indecisive in the best position right now to take his first point of the season, which I was anticipating Storm would do. I wasn't expecting Indecisive to come through the field today. But now with Gaza struggling, he's just got to go. He's got to go for it at some point in this race. And now Gazaman he's going so slowly through here and almost hits the wall on exit of Stabilo. Can't get by Indecisive at this point. As we begin the final lap, he just has to hold on for 1 more lap in this Grand Prix, and then that point is his. Nicky, sorry. The AI car of Nicky. I do apologise for my coughing fits today. Meanwhile, Cloudy Balloon's going to fight back here. He gets by Aaron JS coming into late com. He's got the inside line, and Aaron can't defend here. So Cloudy Balloons could be getting a podium this race after starting way down the order. But commentating by myself really does take a lot out of your voice, and it's so unprofessional of me to be coughing so much, but I can't help it. I will be messaging out the commentators chat actually after this, just saying I'm sorry for my commentary. It was terrible today, but hopefully it's been enjoyable for everyone in the stream. Hopefully you've liked watching me just cough all race. But interestingly enough, Liam13 has actually pulled Gus in a little bit here on the final lap. He's got just the final sector to actually make a win here on Gus' work. Both new debutants in One Hub racing. It's their first One Hub race at Belgium, which has been on the calendar for every season past season 2. As here he goes, he's definitely not close enough, so that looks to be the end of it, unless Aaron's going to go for a last lunge on Cloudy Balloons, who goes defensive. Meanwhile, Gus is going to take the win. Will Liam beat him on penalties? No, he won't. What about Cloudy Balloons? He's going to get by. And no, they both stay put there. And Rogue on his debut going to take P5. What a performance from him today. As he moves across the line, he takes P5, and with loads of penalties, going to drop down the order. Ends going to move up to 5th. What a drive from him today as well. He started outside the top 10, and now he's found himself in 6th place. Great drive from him. And well, Nicky did 20 laps. His AI car did 20 laps, and he actually got points. Meanwhile, oh, Cloudy didn't pit second time. I forgot about that. I actually just have to check. Cloudy only made 1 stop in the pit. He forgot about the 2-stop rule. Oh no, he's going to get disqualified from this race. And he's saying in the PSN chat, he's just realised, as Aaron's told him, he said, oh no, I've forgotten. Oh. Heartbreak for Cloudy. That is absolute heartbreak. He got on the podium, he's so happy about it. I really do feel for him in this one. I'll read out the last couple of messages in the chat, and then I will ask my questions. That is so sad. I don't believe it. Cloudy's lost his podium because of the two-stop rule, which is strongly advised in the stewards briefing as well. You have not advised, it's forced. You have to make 2 stops. Oh, this is so sad. He was so pleased, but the results are Gus winning the race, Liam in 2nd, Cloudy in 3rd, but unfortunately he's going to get hit with a big disqualification. Aaron in 4th, 5th for Jamie Met, ends in 6th, 7th for Rogue on his debut, Alex Lilliart in 8th, 9th for Nicky there, and Gazman rounds out the top 10 in 10th, Kingan in 11th after 17 seconds of penalties. Wow, what did he do in the race? Then Indecisive Mac doesn't get that point, he goes into 12th position. Stevie Hart in 13th, and your DNFs today were Zach Jarvis, Truth NLP, and BTR Storm. Before I end the stream, I have to decide my driver of the days and then ask them a question. So my first driver of the day is gonna be, we'll go with Gus on that one. I actually just have to check who made up the most positions. I always do that. I'll go with Gus as one of them. So I'll ask him, it's 3 wins in a row, so you really have to be pleased with that. Do you see a championship on the horizon for the rest of the season, and can you keep this win streak up? And also, if there's one track where you can't win at, what one do you think it will be? And then my other driver of the day, I've got to give it to, hang on, I'm just going to see the results. I've always got a driver of the day for moving up the grid. So it looks like Ends, I'll go with Ends. He started in 11th, now in 6th. So my question to Ends is, throughout the race, when you saw the first safety car, did you just think, you know what, I've got to stay out and make use of the life of the tyres and then pit later? And also, how are you confident for Monaco next week? Do you think you can make that charge on one of the most notoriously difficult tracks to overtake on? And that is my question to him. I have been Vietfield, my co-commentator for today. Unfortunately, he did leave mid-race, is Odems, and I'm really thankful that he stepped in for Sam, of course. But join us next week, same time as always, 6:15, for the Monaco Grand Prix here in OneHub. But for now, it is goodbye. Make sure you watch Podium Tier. It is currently being live streamed right now. They're just ending qualifying, or they will be beginning the race. I think we've actually lost a lot of viewers, but from me, that is the end. See you later, everyone. See you next week, and hopefully Sam will be back with me. So goodbye.